Good evening everybody and welcome back to episode 98 of Enter Crypto, where twice a day I keep you informed and fully up to date on all things crypto. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then subscribe to the channel. I put out a new video every 12 hours. So today we're going to be talking about CoinDesk's article, and it's in their markets section, and it's titled First Mover Asia, behind the scenes on Indonesia's new official crypto exchange. Let's jump straight in and we'll comment after. Plus, in crypto markets, there's a mini rally in Bitcoin, a narrowing of the grayscale discount, and a rally in altcoins. They're referring to, if you've been living under a rock for the last 3 or 4 days, there's been a little bit of a rally. Bitcoin's up 2 or 3% each day. It's just kind of gone to like $17,400, which is quite a lot considering where it's been, and especially considering that there's been a lot of worry, a lot of fear, contagious fear because of FTX and all this, and we've had like terrible news. It just seems to be every time I make a video it's always bad news. There's not much good news out there, so that's reflecting in the price obviously. And so now with a little bit of a rally, it's got kind of, even though it's a very small rally, it's got everybody excited. But I would always be aware of these because we are definitely in a bear market. There is no doubt about it. So the trend is going down. Any rally like this, I would be very skeptical of, very wary, because it could just be a kind of little relief rally, and then we're going back down again. So just be careful about that. Don't be listening to if you're into your technical analysis, or if you're familiar with it, or if you're not familiar with it, then look into it, because it's a great way to educate yourself and see where you are, and a little bit of technical analysis, a little bit of patience can do really work wonders for your investment portfolio. So prices, as Bitcoin nudges higher above 17.4k, altcoins are surging, and the so-called grayscale discount is narrowing thanks to growing speculation over DCG's finances. In insights, Indonesia's government is launching a crypto exchange, but it's not completely correct to think that it's launching a competitor to Binance. So, Bitcoin crosses 17.4k. The digital asset analysis from Arcane Research noted that Bitcoin's gains are getting eclipsed as market participants rotate into altcoins amidst a frantic short squeeze. Markets analyst Glenn Williams Jr. wrote on Tuesday that he's suddenly seeing an uptick in activity in a technical screen he uses to identify cryptocurrencies with rising volatility. It's especially surprising given how missing volatility was for the previous few weeks, as chronicled in a weekly report Tuesday by Glassnode. The drama surrounding DCG, who is the owner of CoinDesk, continues, and the speculation can be seen in the recent narrowing of the so-called GBTC discount to an 8-week low. Now, just before we go on to the next section, I just want to show you quickly the chart for the GBTC discount. So this is Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, and it's their Bitcoin, and it's not actually Bitcoin. It's a derivative basically. So it's paper Bitcoin. So you buy this paper Bitcoin. The reason for it is, why you might say to yourself, well, why would you not just buy the real Bitcoin? Why would you buy this? And this is basically a financial instrument where companies in the US can basically buy Bitcoin. It's a way of them getting exposure to Bitcoin without actually buying Bitcoin, because it's very difficult for an institution to buy Bitcoin and keep it on its balance sheet, especially things that are low risk, that have very strict rules like pension funds and other things like that can't afford to take big risks, but they still want the exposure. So they have to invest in certain things, and one of these instruments, because it's regulated, Grayscale, this trust is actually regulated, so they can get into it and they can have a little bit of Bitcoin exposure by buying this particular instrument. Now, the issue is that since, let's have a look where we're going from. So this will be since February the 23rd, we've gone into negative territory. So before that, the Bitcoin price is always 0%, obviously. Before that, there was a premium, so you had to overpay So whatever the price of Bitcoin was on any of these dates before that date, before February 2021, you were paying over the price, in some cases up to 38% there, more than the Bitcoin price, which is really quite shocking. But people wanted exposure to Bitcoin, and institutions couldn't actually buy the real thing. They had to buy this, they had to get into it through this trust. And so this was a way for them to do it. So obviously it was selling at that price. So somebody was willing to pay 38% over the spot price of Bitcoin. And then what happened in February 2021 is we started going to negative territory, and it started to get a discount. So now, and we've been on a downward trend. If you look, it's not done anything. We've had tiny little relief rallies, but nothing major, until now we've sunk down to its lowest, which was on December the 13th, so basically a month ago, of almost 50% discount. So that's just shocking. That is truly shocking. Now the thing is, and it's now sitting at about 38%, the thing that I want to my point that I want to get across to everybody is that this would look like, to any normal person or any normal trader, like the arbitrage opportunity of a lifetime, because you would just buy this at 38% discount or 40% or whatever it was, and it would just naturally, you would think it would naturally just float back up to zero, and maybe even get a premium and make a profit, because you know that this is underpriced by 38% by the real asset. And so why is that? Why is nobody buying it? Why is this not the arbitrage opportunity of a lifetime? Why don't traders are not jumping in and then this price rises? There is something wrong here. There is something, people do not want to get involved with this for some reason. So I'd be very wary. Don't just jump in and think that this is a great opportunity, because it may be, but it may well not be as well. And to me, there are some unknowns here, and unknowns usually mean risk, and risk is not good. The other thing is that there's been a lot of drama and controversy with Grayscale and DCG with the Winklevoss twins. One of the Winklevoss twins, I can't remember which one it was, but he wrote an open letter on Twitter to Barry Silbert, who's the CEO of Grayscale, saying that he was basically accusing Barry Silbert of lying about loans that they'd taken out with Genesis, and it was just a real unprofessional. It just looked terrible. It looked really bad because it was all in the public. And so now nobody knows what's going on. There's a lot of unanswered questions. There was a rebuttal by Barry Silbert. He sort of replied with another open letter saying that this wasn't true. And it's just kind of like a bit of a back and forth, a formal back and forth, if you like. It was like that. So be careful with this. Don't just buy into it and think it may well go up. It may well, if you know something that I don't, that could quite be the case. But from my standing from this, there's a reason why people are not, why traders and institutions are not buying this up at this price. So next we're going to go into their insights bit. It's just a bit of a short one, is this. Indonesia's government-run crypto exchange isn't what you think it is. Indonesia's government is launching a crypto exchange, but it's not completely correct to think that it's launching a competitor to Binance. Within Indonesia, crypto exchanges like Binance are referred to as physical traders of crypto assets by the country's commodity futures trading regulatory agency, also known by its Indonesian acronym BAPEBTI. Behind the scenes, there are a number of other entities that are specific to the country that are similar to the infrastructure found in traditional finance. And then lastly, when authorities in Indonesia refer to a crypto exchange, it means something closer to a pricing reference index such as the Nasdaq Composite. This is one pillar in the trading infrastructure ecosystem alongside nationally regulated custodians. Remember, post Mt. Gox, for those who don't remember or weren't around, Mt. Gox was a big exchange that collapsed. I forget the year, to be honest. It was before I got into crypto, so I want to say it was circa 2013, 2014, something like that. But it was sort of Bitcoin's first big test. The exchange went down. There was a lot of questions as to why, whether it was a scam, whether it wasn't, whether they just lost the funds, blah blah blah. But it went down anyway, and a lot of people lost the money. And national custodian rules are why FTX Japan customers are whole, and a futures clearinghouse. On one hand, this is how crypto trading goes mainstream in Indonesia and becomes an institutional grade asset. It's only with regulations and infrastructure akin to TradFi that institutions can truly invest in the asset class. But on the other hand, crypto does lose some of its appeal if it is regulated and controlled as equities. There are possibilities that the government might implement things like trading hours, which would be tough to do for crypto, and restrictions on price movements. That would be very tough to do because crypto is 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It doesn't stop, it never stops. It's one of the, what most people in crypto would say, one of the positives, one of the great things about it is it never closes. Unlike the stock market. Bapepti has yet to release a timeline as to when they expect this to be completed. The regulator says they are still working on building out this infrastructure and is targeting a launch date sometime this year. This entire system and infrastructure will be the first of its kind in the world, and Indonesia, given its scale, is a great place to put this to the test. So an interesting article, but I think the more interesting thing about this article is the bit about the grayscale discount. So as always, be careful out there, do your own research. That's what I've got for you this evening. Remember, everybody, to please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Join my team and I will keep you updated on all things crypto every 12 hours. Smash that like button if you feel you got value from this video, and I'll see you all in 12 hours time.